Thank you for joining our SketchUp Unlock the Fundamentals of 3D Design today. We appreciate your time, so let's get going. I'm just going to run through a quick agenda, so welcome again. And so today we'll be looking at the fundamentals of 3D design in SketchUp. So whether you're a newbie, you've forgotten some things, or you just want to understand what the new features are, this is the webinar for you. So let me introduce you to my colleague, Mishant. He is our technical support consultant, and he'll be doing a short demo of how to create a very basic model in SketchUp. And then my name is Jody. I'm the SketchUp channel manager for Building Points SA. So I'll be your host, and I'll be taking you through some brief benefits of SketchUp, some of the new features released in the Studio Suite, and then just what SketchUp is. But before we get into any of the fundamentals, I'm going to quickly take you through some of the house rules, an intro to our company, which is Building Points SA, and then pass you over to Mishant, excuse me. After the main presentation, I will present you with a promo code if you'd like to purchase SketchUp, and then we'll have a short quiz at the end just to make things fun before opening the floor up for some Q&A. Okay, so just some house rules. The webinar will be recorded. All guests to please mute yourselves and keep your cameras off. We'll only keep the camera on of the presenter at the time. If you do have questions as you go, please keep yourselves muted, but just type them in the chat box. And as we go, we'll try to answer them. But if we don't get to all of them, we'll also open the floor at the end for vocal questions. Okay, so just a little bit about us. We are Building Points SA. We're the regional Trimble partner in Sub-Saharan Africa. So we supply advanced positioning solutions over the architectural, structure, and contracting sectors. We're committed to providing an all-in-one solution for tech, and our goal is to boost efficiency, productivity, and bottom line profit for all our clients. So our product portfolio across the three sectors includes 3D laser scanning, augmented reality, and mixed reality solutions. And then specifically in architecture, SketchUp, although it's a versatile tool for any industry. And then we've got the techless structures, specifically for structures, and then our layout technology for the contracting market. Okay, moving on, let's get started. So you should now see a poll come up on your Teams. Please select the answer. We just want to see how many of you are familiar with SketchUp. Is that coming up, Jess?
Yes, it is.
Oh, cool.
We've got a response rate of 89% of people who are familiar with SketchUp so far.
Oh, wow. Okay. I mean, that's amazing to see how many people are actually already familiar with it. So hopefully today's presentation will just offer you some insights into some of the new capabilities, or if you've forgotten a bit, just to remind you how easy it is to get going. And for those of you who don't know SketchUp, just give you a very basic level of understanding. Okay, so just a brief overview on what SketchUp is, more for people who are not sure. Oh, sorry. Okay, so SketchUp is essentially a supercharged 3D modeling software. It's for professionals and enthusiasts alike. It basically transforms any design idea you have into reality. And it's a game changer because it brings innovation and a realistic kind of element to your creation. It's got unlimited creative potential. It's only limited by your imagination as to what you can design. It enables creation, modeling, and also the visualization of a design, which we'll also cover a little bit later. And then, oh, have I missed one? No. Okay, who uses SketchUp? Interestingly, there's a wide range of industries that use SketchUp. It's been largely adopted by architects and designers. We have 41 million users globally. So it's actually the world's most widely used 3D modeling tool. It's used across multiple industries, like I said, architecture, interior design, but also landscaping, urban planning, engineering, construction, a lot in product design, and many, many more. The user base includes mainly professionals, but also passionate individuals who are just wanting to learn how to 3D model. Okay, and then why SketchUp? Well, it's extremely user-friendly. It's super easy to install. So it just allows for a hassle-free start. It's got a very low learning curve, so you'll get up and running extremely quickly. We also provide free access to the SketchUp Learning Campus. So it has a bunch of resources, videos, and tutorials, so you'll be a pro in no time. It has very powerful and intuitive modeling capabilities, so you can create very impressive designs with flexibility, but also with precision. It's widely adopted by architects and design professionals, so this promotes a lot of collaboration and creativity in architectural workflows. And the new SketchUp Studio actually comes with a Revit importer, which allows for seamless integration with Revit and simplifies file transfers quite significantly. We will talk a little bit more on that later. And then it has the beautiful V-Ray 6 included if you buy Studio, which enhances your visuals and just brings your designs to life. And then best of all, for most of you, is it's so cost effective. So it helps you expand your creative abilities, but not break the bank. And then, okay, now I've given you some theory on the fundamentals of what it is, why you should use it. Mishan's going to show you just how easy it is to get going. And he's going to attempt to create a 3D model of a jungle gym that looks like this. And I've challenged him to do it in 30 minutes or less. So the floor is yours, Mishant.
Thank you very much, Jody. Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for joining us today. My name is Mishant, and I am the Technical Support Consultant for BuildingPoint SA. Today, I will be going through some of the basic fundamentals of 3D design in SketchUp. Later in the webinar, we'll showcase some of the more exciting features of the recent launch of SketchUp Studio, which includes V-Ray software that helps produce beautiful rendered models. As Jody mentioned, if you have any questions during the webinar, please put them in the comment section and we will try our very best to answer all of them by the end of the webinar. Thank you very much, guys. Let's get started. So just to get started, I'm going to share my screen so that you can see the interface of SketchUp. Okay, Jody, can you see my screen?
We can.
Everyone?
I'm sorry,
Okay.
I'm answering. You're on mute. Not yet.
No problem.
Not quite yet, no.
Yeah, I can see your screen, Mishan.
Yeah, all good,
Okay.
Mishan.
Okay, cool. Thank you, guys.
Okay, I can see it now. Go ahead.
Okay, thank you, guys. Today I will be modeling a fun and basic jungle gym that shows all the basic and fundamentals of SketchUp. So as you can see, this is the general layout of SketchUp. It is very customizable to your preference, but so this is kind of just the way I have it. For the units of measurements, I'll be using millimeters today. You'll see me where in the bottom right-hand corner, you'll be seeing the measurements I'll be typing in as I'm going along. All right, so today let's get started with the roof of the jungle gym. So using the first tool I'll be using today is the rectangle tool. Creating a rectangle, let's make this rectangle 1200 by 1200. Pressing enter for the 2D shape. And then using our first tool, which I would say is one of the most important tools in SketchUp, is called push-pull. What the push-pull tool does is simply makes a 2D object 3D. So for instance, this base that I'm using for the roof, I'm going to simply make this base 100 high. So as you see, that took a 2D object and made it 3D. Next, I'm going to show you is the line tool. I'm just going to draw a line here to create the ridge of the roof. As you can see, SketchUp automatically selects to midpoints. It's just a useful thing that that is used across SketchUp. Drawing in my ridge, and then using the move tool. SketchUp, you can either select on a face, which would be this. So if I was to do this, that is moving a face. But in this case, I will be moving the ridge. So using that line that I drew in the middle, selecting the line, moving it upwards. Let's make the ridge, let's say 500 mils higher. So, and just like that, with a few steps, you already have a roof. All right. Now I'm going to group it. So in SketchUp, you can either make something a group or a component. To make something a group, which I'm going to make the roof, it's always something that is singular. So it's always a one-off that you'd make a group. Whereas a component, you'll make something that is multiple of. So in this webinar, I'm going to be also adding in some pillars where that I'll probably make a component because there's multiple of them. I'm going to show you the benefits just in a bit of that. So let's just move this roof into the correct place. So I'm going to move this roof up using the y-axis. In this case, it's the blue axis. Going to make it 2,400 high so that we have the roof in the correct place. I'm going to be adding in some pillars to this roof so it's not floating in the air. For that, I'm going to be using the rectangle tool again. Selecting at the bottom. Let's make it 100 by 100 column. As you can see, it's a 2D object. Using the push-pull command, dragging it all the way to the bottom. We've got 2,400 to the bottom. Enter. Just like that, I've got my first pillar in. As I was speaking about earlier, I'm going to make this pillar a component now because there's multiple of them. To do that, you can triple click it, which then selects the entire column. Right click, make into a component, and I'm going to label this pillar over here. Pillar and create. So now if I was to copy this to all the corners and then I make a change to one column, everything will change because it's a component. So let me just use the next tool. So now I'm going to be using I'm going to be copying this pillar around. So in SketchUp, many of the tools have multiple purposes. Like the move tool, it's also a copy tool. So to copy this column, I'm going to simply click on this corner, and then on my keypad, press Control. You see it creates a copy. So I'm going to copy that to that corner. And then select both these pillars and do the exact same on this side, pressing Control. Now copies it to the other end. And just like that, we have a roof with 4 pillars. Now, I'd really like to showcase one of the better benefits of making things into components. So to enter the editor mode, I double click on this component. Now I'm in the editor mode, where now anything I edit on this pillar will now happen on all the other pillars at the same time. So yes, let me show you that. So next I'm going to be using an offset tool. So the offset tool I'm going to be using over here. I'm going to make some pile bases now at the bottom over here. So creating the base, I made it 25 bigger using the offset tool. And then using push pull, I'm going to drag it up. As you can see, as I'm changing everything on this column, it's happening to all the other components of the same column at the same time. So that's just a lovely tool to get more than one thing done at a time. So let's just make this 300 high for the pile base. And just like that, we have it all done on all the columns. Next, what I would like to show you is maybe we need to put in a platform here somewhere in the middle. Sometimes in SketchUp, it just might be easier to start somewhere. It might be hard to know exactly where you want to put something. So I'm just for this platform, I'm just going to be drawing a random square rectangle here at the bottom. Let's make it. By using push pull, I'm going to be making that 50 thick. 50 thick. Enter. I'm just going to be triple clicking this, right click, make it into a group because there's only going to be one of this platform. And then I want to just move this up into the correct place. So the correct place, I'm going to say, let's say 750 up. 750 up. So I kind of have it in its right place, but now I wanted to obviously fill up the space. So to do that, I'm going to double click the platform to get into the editor mode. And now using again the push pull tool, without knowing the dimensions to the ends, I can easily simply use that face, make sure that the face aligns with the outside edge using inferences. I can do the same with this side. Select on the outside edge for the inferences. With these sides, I'm going to put them to the inside. There we go. Here to the inside as well. And then now I would like it to step out as well over here around the column. So to do that, I'm going to be using the rectangle tool again. I'm going to draw a rectangle in here. Just see, draw a rectangle in there. And then do the exact same on this side. Sorry, just make sure there. To there. And then using the push pull tool, pulling those out, using inferences to the back of the column to get that step around the column. Okay. Now just like that, we have our platform in. Moving forward to maybe putting in a wall over here for the side of the jungle gym. I'm going to be introducing a new tool. It's called a measuring tool. The tape measuring tool, like Move, it has multiple purposes, not only to measure the sides of things, but also to create geometry for yourself in the form of construction lines. So for instance, if I need a wall over here, let's say I can drag this line out. Let's make it 25 mils. And then I want to drag another line out from there. Let's say 75 mils out. And then that's, as you can see, that would be our wall. Put the correct dimensions in. I'm going to be adding a rectangle in there. Oh, sorry, misclick. Let's do that from there to there. And then dragging our wall up using the push pull command. Let's make it 800 high. Enter. Okay, I'm just going to delete the construction lines. And just like that, we have our wall in. But now let's maybe make our wall a bit more interesting. Let me just triple click on this wall, make it a group because I'm only going to make one of these walls. And then double clicking to go into the editor mode. And now we can make it more interesting. I'm going to be using a new tool. So I'm going to be using the 2-point arc so that we can create maybe an arc over here. Give it some shape. So from there to there. And creating that arc. So another great use of the push-pull tool is to remove, like if I don't want this part of it, I can simply remove it just like that. And just like that, you have a curve on your wall. Let's just maybe make it more fun. Let's add some circles to this wall. And then we'll do the same as we did with the top. We can push-pull them through. Sorry about that. Yeah. Push-pull them through so that we can have holes in this wall. Okay, and that's our wall. Next, I'm going to be putting in some bars, some jungle gym bars. For that, I'm going to be using the circle command. As you can see again, SketchUp selects to midpoint. So I'm just going to draw a line up, maybe put my first bar around over here. Let's make it the radius of 25 mils. Enter. And then using the push-pull command, pushing it through, using inferences to the face of the column. Then there's my first bar in. I'm gonna triple click this and I'm gonna right click. I'm gonna make this one into a component because there's going to be multiple there's going to be multiple bars. So this one here, I'll make it a component, and let's make this, call this one bar. Say create. And then just to show you one of the benefits of the move tool, as well as I'm going to be showing you copy array now. So it's one of the fastest way to copy in and around SketchUp. So for this bar, I've selected the move command. I've clicked on that outside, start moving up, pressing Control again to copy. Let's say I want this bar to be 200 above, pressing 200, insert. So now without deselecting, I can add another 5 bars if I want, by just saying times 5 on your keyboard, enter. But now if I don't want 5, maybe I want 3. So I'm going to say times 3 on my keyboard, enter. As you can see, that's a quick and efficient way of copy array in SketchUp. Okay. Moving on to the next side, I think on this side, what we can do is create a stair. So to create a stair, once again, using the rectangle tool, I'm just going to be selecting onto the midpoint of here, into there. Using push pull, I'm going to drag this out, let's say 1,200. Enter. And then I'm going to drag it to the floor using inferences to the bottom of the pile. And there we have a shape. And now using, once again, our measuring tool, just so I can create some geometry, I'm going to create this. Let's make it 300, 300. And the depth of the stair, we can make it 200. Using the measuring tool. And just to give me some geometry, I'm going to be using the line command. Using the line command, going from there to there, there to there. Deselect. Then I'm just going to select these 2 lines that I've created for the stair, and I'm going to copy array them. So using the move command on that point, pressing Control so that it only selects the lines that I've put in, enter, and then let's say times 3. As you can see, it's already put in my geometry for me. And now using push pull, removing the top. And there we go. There we have a stair. So remove my dimension lines. And I'm going to, as well, we can maybe make the stair a bit more fancy using 2-point arc. Using 2-point arc, going from there, let's go from there to there. Maybe make a slight curve. Using push pull, you can remove all of that away. And we can also fill up the base. And there we have our stair. I'm going to triple click everything, right click, make it into a group because it's only got to be one of them, so nothing can interfere with my stair. Okay, so for my last side, I was thinking we could make a slide. So with the slide, I'm going to be using the same tools that I use for the stair. So starting off with a rectangle again. Let's go for midpoint. Let's create it over there. Let's make the stair using push pull. Dragging that part out, let's say 1,800. Enter. And once again, dragging the bottom to the bottom of the pile using inferences. And that would be our start point. Now I'm going to be using 2-point arc, starting from the bottom of the platform to there, giving the arc some shape. Let's make it like that. And I'm just going to select the line using the move command to copy. I'm going to copy it up using pressing Control, so it just copies the line. Enter. And then using push pull, I'm going to remove the top as well as the bottom to get my slide. And there's your slide. I'm going to triple click that, make this into a group because there's only one off. And then I'm going to just move it into the center. Using the move command, move it to the center of the platform. But as you can see, with a few clicks, you can get a jungle gym up in no time. I've been told that this slide is quite the death trap, so I'm going to be deleting this for now to showcase one of the better tools in SketchUp, which is called the 3D warehouse. While I'm just going to open up the 3D warehouse. While the 3D warehouse is opening, just to tell you what the 3D warehouse is. So the 3D warehouse is a website of searchable pre-made 3D models that work seamlessly with SketchUp. It is a place where users upload as well as download models to save time in the modeling process. So as you can see, the warehouse is now opened. Basically, what the warehouse is, it's a library full of already made stuff from Tekla. I mean, not from Tekla, from SketchUp. Sorry about that. So in SketchUp, there's already windows, there's already toilets that are already been made in SketchUp that now you can just simply download from the warehouse straight into your model. So in our case now, I deleted a slide because it was quite the death trap. So now I'm going to just search a slide. Slide, enter. As you can see, there's multiple different slides that people have already created in SketchUp, so you don't have to recreate the wheel here. There's already someone that has probably done it over time. So as you can see, there's many different slides that you can really choose from. So in this case, I'm going to use this one over here, Kristen's slide. So all you do is simply download it, say yes. And just like that, it comes straight into your model. So you didn't have to do this yourself. It's just someone that's already created it and has uploaded it to the warehouse. And I'm just going to rotate this. I'm going to rotate that. And then I'm going to copy it into the place of where my old stair was. So I can select. There we go. Just like that, you have a slide that you didn't model yourself, that someone else has already done the work for you. You have it already in your model. So I'm going to go back into the warehouse just to show you how user-friendly it is. So let's say, for instance, you even want a jungle gym. So over here, I'm just going to type in jungle gym. Jungle gym, and let's see what pops up. So if your task was to create a jungle gym, you can already come here. There's already a library of people that's already created a jungle gym. So let's say this one here from Thomas. Let's download it, say yes. And there it is. That's it straight from the warehouse. Now you are more than welcome to take these models and customize them fully to your own spec and or your client's spec. And it's already done for you. Most of the work is already done. There's no need to start from scratch, but if you were to start from scratch, you can do it. Okay, so just to carry on with the presentation, I'm going to be deleting this. That was just to show you the 3D warehouse and its benefits, but I will be talking more about that a bit later on. And next thing I just want to show you guys now is maybe that we can add some color and some texture to our model. To that, I'm going to be using the paint bucket, sorry. In SketchUp, there is a multiple different textures and that you can use, from concrete to glass, mirror, patterns, roofing, stone, synthetic surfaces, tile, even wood if that's what you want. For instance, let's take maybe this wood. We can color our stair wood to give it the look of it being a wood finish, a wood stair. But for this exercise of this webinar, I'm just going to keep it fun. I'm just going to paint everything some colors, give everything a bit of some color. So for the roof, let's make it red. Let's take yellow. We can make the platform green. Maybe for the bars, we can make it green. Let's make the wall blue. We can make the slide purple. Make the pillars pink. And just like that, we've added some color and texture to your model. Another nice thing that you can do, you can add some shadows to your model. You can change the time of day on the top. You can even change the time of year to create shadows in your models. And then from here, you can simply file, save as into a JPEG or whatever it is that you need to showcase to your client. If for maybe the start of your project, you want to maybe show them how it's going to look. But next, the next thing I want to showcase is maybe something more detailed. I know this is a fundamental video, but to show you the capabilities of SketchUp, I'm going to move over to a bigger model. So as you see, this is a little house that was done in SketchUp. As you can see, everything in here was modeled in SketchUp. I'm just going to create a section view over here where we can maybe look inside the model. There we go. As you can see, everything in here has been modeled in SketchUp, from the cabinets to the fridge to the taps. But like I said, as you've seen earlier with the warehouse, all of these kind of appliances and kitchen furniture can all be taken straight from the warehouse and inserted into your model. So for your architects or your interior designers who need to show some concept design of what furniture will look like in their buildings or their apartments or whatever it is that your design is, you can simply quickly and efficiently take stuff straight from the warehouse and put it straight into your model. So this is just, I just want to show you the complexity, even TVs, door handles. This is the depth that you can go into SketchUp, and everything that you see here has been modeled in SketchUp and then brought in. Okay, so next thing I want to now start talking about is, let's say your project is finally done and completed, and now you want to send some conceptual designs to your client. So with our SketchUp Studio, you get V-Ray with it. So V-Ray is our rendering software that we use in and with SketchUp. So for instance, now once this model was done, we've taken the model, we've put it through the V-Ray software, and I'm going to show you what the renders look like. So at the end of the day, this is what the render of that exact same building looked like when we put it through our V-Ray software. So as you can see, all the lighting, all the planting, all the background, this is all inserted through V-Ray, as well as all the shadows. If I zoom in, you can see the reflection of the glass. These are all things that are inserted through V-Ray, so it's to give it a very much lifelike experience. So for your customers to have a real feel of how their building will look in reality, V-Ray will really give your client the best opportunity to experience that. So this is one in the day. There's one in the night. As you can see over here, they've added in V-Ray, you add all these lightings as well as the shadows inside the house, as well as the background, the trees again, the grass. These are all things that you add in V-Ray. I've got another two that you can have a look at. Over here, they've put in some people for some scale, as well as some trees and plants and bushes and rocks. As well, again, you can see the lighting that's all added inside V-Ray. To the next one, this is just another one that is done in the nighttime. Nighttime again with the lighting and the shadows, that's all done through V-Ray. I have one more example to show, and that's one of a kitchen. So this kitchen as well, done in SketchUp. Just zoom out so you can have a look. So this kitchen is done in SketchUp. So for your interior designers, once again, I want to tell you guys about the 3D warehouse. Everything over here is brought in from the 3D warehouse. So there's no need to create a toaster from scratch. There already is a toaster that you can grab straight from the 3D warehouse, as well as stoves, lights, plants, as well as standard kitchen cupboards. These are all things that you can find already in the warehouse. There's no need to really create the wheel again. So once again, we've taken this SketchUp model and we've put it through V-Ray. And once we put it through V-Ray, this is the final render of it. And let me just go back one. So this is the final render. As you can see, it gives your client the most realistic, lifelike experience. Everything looks extremely real. It's like someone's taken a picture of their own place and they've pasted it over here in front of us today. So it really gives you the lifelike experience and gives your client the real feel of how the end result is going to be. Okay, so that's that one, and then there's got one more render for that. This is just the last render. As you can see, it looks very realistic. Okay. Okay, so that's the end of my presentation. I just want to thank you all again. As you can see, with a few tips and tricks, and with a few tips and tricks, you can really create just about anything in SketchUp. So yeah, I just want to thank you guys all again. I'm going to pass over now to Jody.
Thanks, Mashant. Great demo. I especially love the 3D warehouse. It makes modeling so much quicker and easier. And that V-Ray, sure. I'm sure you'd all agree. It's mind-blowing. Okay, guys, I'm going to continue. Next, we're going to go over some new features that Trimble have released in 2023 in the Studio Suite. We're going to touch over 3 today. So part of the release includes the new Revit importer. So if you're not sure what this is, a Revit importer basically converts Revit models into SketchUp geometry. So it improves collaboration through all the project phases, the teams, and the stakeholders. So it saves you a lot of time and provides highly accurate geometry conversion and much lighter models, excuse me. So just to mention there, a lot of other exporting tools do exist, but they generally take a lot longer and are not as accurate. So we have 2 testimonials here. I've just copied pasted them, one from Shyam Singh from GLMV Architecture. So he praises the Revit importer for its time-saving capabilities, smaller file sizes, and streamlined workflows. And then we have Carl, a VDC manager. So he highlights how the Revit importer has accelerated his importing process. So he's reduced completion time from days to hours, even with complex models. So it really is a very beneficial feature. Okay. And next, I'm sure you were all blown away by Mashant's demo of the rendered V-Ray model. It really is game-changing. So V-Ray 6 for SketchUp will bring your designs to life and it'll wow your clients. So it has features such as advanced lighting, materials, shadows, atmospheric effects. So it enables you to create an immersive experience to captivate your audience. It has optimized workflows and a very powerful rendering engine. So it'll save you time and deliver exceptional results. It has real-time and photorealistic rendering capabilities for stunning visuals, so it maximizes your potential to win more projects. Okay, and on to the final feature we have in the Studio Suite is Scan Essentials. So essentially, Scan Essentials allows you to import, view, and model from point cloud data effortlessly. If you don't know what point clouds are, it is quite advanced. It's a collection of 3D data points, so it usually represents a shape, a surface, an object, or a scene captured through 3D scanning technology. And we have Brent on our team who, if you're interested in that, he can tell you all about it another time. So it has various applications in 3D modeling, measurements, analysis. It enables accurate representation of real-world data in a digital format. So Scan Essentials, just as a brief summary in SketchUp, offers a powerful feature set for working with 3D scan data directly in SketchUp. So you can import, align, clean up, generate accurate geometry from point clouds using Scan Essentials. And it allows you to bring the 3D scan data into your projects and turn them into editable elements in your model. So whether you have scans from laser scanners or other scanning methods, Scan Essentials just enables you to add that real-world data and elevate your SketchUp game. Okay, so for those of you who have just how to get SketchUp, for those of you who already have SketchUp Pro, but you've decided you need Studio, you need to improve your presentation to clients, win more projects, there is currently a promo that Trimble are running to upgrade from Pro to Studio, and it's calculated at the difference price at a prorated calculation date. So if you need one of those, please just pop me an email. To buy Studio new, remember Studio is the more premium license. It includes the Revit Importer, V-Ray 6 and Scan Essentials. You can use the promo code Studio23 and you'll receive a 20% discount if purchased before the end of May. And then we're also offering a promo on the Pro, SketchUp Pro, because we do realize not everyone needs the advanced features such as V-Ray, etc. And we'll offer 10% discounts before the end of May. Same thing, please just pop me an email, jtrusky@buildingpointssa.com. Okay, now for the fun parts, we're going to be holding a quiz. So get your fingers ready on your keyboard, although I am going to quickly go through the instructions. Okay, so we're going to run the quiz on Teams. Well, the question will appear on the PowerPoint, but please type your answer on the Teams chat and type your initials because a lot of you are signed in as guests, so we won't necessarily be able to know who's answering. So for example, there's two multiple choice questions. My initials are JT, so I would answer JT/hypothetically A as my answer. And then the prize will be a 3-month SketchUp Studio license. Remember, that's the premium license with everything included. And it'll be awarded to 2 prize winners. So there'll be 1 prize winner per question, so 2 prizes. And then a prize winner can unfortunately only qualify for 1 prize. And no employees are allowed to play, sorry. And then the fastest correct answer that appears on the Teams chat will win the prize. Okay, get ready. The question is coming up. Question 1, you'll see 4 answers appear. Please choose A, B, C, or D. The question is, what are the new features included in SketchUp Studio 2023? I'm not going to read the next part out. Please get ready to answer.
Jody, it looks like we have some very fast fingers and
yeah.
correct answers.
Cool.
And the first correct answer that I can see is from John Cornish.
Oh, John Cornish, congratulations. Well done. Just for everyone, the correct answer to that question, what are the new features in Studio 2023, is C, the new Revit Importer, the Scan Essentials, and V-Ray 6. Congrats, John. If you wouldn't mind just putting your full name, email address, and company name, we'll get in touch just to send you that prize. And then we've got question 2. John, you can't win again, just so you know. Get ready. Please answer again, option A, B, C, or D. The question is, what is the main function of the 3D warehouse in SketchUp? And go.
Jody, we've got a few answers, and the correct one came through from a John with a Jon.
Wow, the Johns are lucky today. Congrats, John. The correct answer is A. The purpose of the 3D warehouse is to assess and download a wide range of pre-made 3D models for use in SketchUp projects. Congrats, John and John. Woohoo. All right, John, other John, please also put your details in the chat with your email address and your company name, and we'll make sure to get your prize to you. All right. Before we open up the floor to questions, just I think, Jess, you put the URLs in the chat box of the social media. Please go give us a follow and go onto our website, sign up for our newsletter. You'll get the latest products, technology information. You'll also get news on promotions running. And then that's it, guys. I'm going to open the floor for questions. There won't be a formal process here. If you have a question, kindly unmute your mic and we'll try to answer as best as we can. We must have done a great job presenting if no one has questions. Anyone? No. Okay, guys, well, if that's it, if there's no questions or if you're just too shy to ask, please feel free to pop me an email with any questions you think about later. My email is over there, jtrusky@buildingpointssa.com. And then just a reminder on the promo codes. So for Studio, a massive 20% discount. Honestly, that's unheard of. And the promo code is Studio23. Pop it in a mail. So the normal price is $699 US. So less 20%, it's $559 US. Obviously, if you're in South Africa, we will convert the currency for you and quote you accordingly. And then for Pro, 10% discounts, the promo code Pro23. And the normal price is $299, so it will be down to $269 US expat. Pop me a mail before end of May to qualify. And thank you. That's it from me.